Hey guys, what's up? It's just Connor here. Hope you're having an amazing day as per usual. Today's video, we're going to be answering the very simple question with a very long-winded answer, which is, should you become an entrepreneur? Should you start your own business? Should you become a founder? 9 times out of 10, when someone asks me this question, I always say no. Here's why. I don't know the exact statistic, you can Google it, but the majority of small businesses fail in the first, second, or third year. I don't know if this is a true statistic either, but I've heard this floating around that 80% of coaching businesses do not last longer than 2 years. So only 20% of coaching businesses and high-ticket info product course coaching programs last longer than a 2-year time length and duration. Why this is so important to understand is because, in my belief, it's because the person or the individual or the founder lacks the skills to build and create a sustainable business, right? This is why I talk about why sales is such an important skill. And I can tell you this through experience. For years upon years upon years, I tried to start my own business, agency, this, that, drop shipping, whatever it is, you name it, I've been there, I've done it, and I've failed at it. The reason why, in my belief, was because I lacked the skills, I lacked the right mindset to actually achieve success with any of those business models, right? That is what I truly believe to be true. I've seen that evidently with my no experience, failing every business that I started, to starting an agency, to almost running it to $500,000 per year run rate, right? Clients that pay me every single month, almost was scaling to about 50K per month. We reached 40 and then I discontinued it. And then we have the RSA, which has been doing very well, which if you've been watching the YouTube channel, you'll know how well that we've been doing in such a short amount of time. And so I think there's this constant narrative that a lot of people from ego say, I could never do a 9 to 5. I could never work those 40-hour work weeks. I could never do that. I could never work for the man. I could never work for the boss. I want to be my own boss, right? While that's great in theory, you have to understand the effort, the hours, the time, the sacrifice that is required to create your own business, especially if you're the one that's starting it with nobody else. What you guys don't see is me working about 12 hours a day at the moment. Some days it's less, some days it's more, but usually on average, I'm working from 7 to 6, 7 to 7, building new training for clients, coaching clients, taking sales calls, creating YouTube videos like this one. It is a lot of time to run your own business, and a lot of people glorify how amazing it is. Sure, I'm earning more money than I ever have in my entire life, but at some point, the business will change and I will not be working as many hours as I do, but I've been doing this since April. All right, it's not a short amount of time. In that time, I have been working incredibly hard to build something for myself, build the RSA, right? This doesn't happen overnight. This is not easy, and it requires a shit ton of effort and time, sacrifice, and resources. I've barely taken any profit out of the company, and I've constantly reinvested into new skills to help clients be better, to make sure that we're better. Our client fulfillment, our client success is amazing. It's better than anyone else in the industry. I have constantly been building this company, barely even taking any profits out of it, right? This is what's required to build your own business, but so many people don't see what it looks like behind, the success. You see everything so flashy on Instagram nowadays. You see the result, the Lambo, the whatever it is, right? The trips, traveling the world, right? You see that, but you don't see the countless hours that it's taken time to actually build that reality. You don't see how many times someone has failed to build that company. You don't see how many times someone has failed, made mistakes to get to where they are now. And so a big thing that I want you to consider, if you're looking at starting your own business, maybe drop shipping, affiliate marketing, whatever it is, if you're watching my channel, you're probably looking at high ticket sales. The reason I've made this video is to really just tick off that box in your head, in your mind, that the best thing to be doing is sales as a beginner skill, right? I know this living through experience, learning soft skills like marketing, like sales, like team building, like operations, like delivery, fulfillment, lead generation, the whole 9 yards. You're going to learn everything if you execute upon this journey correctly. But most people get in their mind of, I need to escape the matrix, I need to do this, I need to do that, I could never work for the man, I have to be my own boss, right? Get that out of your head, right? Get it out of your head, right? Yes, at some point you can do that. Yes, at some point you can build your own business, but without the core fundamental skills that are going to enable you to do that, then you won't be successful. One last point that's really, really important here. If you've ever considered running your own business, if you want to start your own business, consider this. If you can't get yourself to the gym consistently, if you can't show up and do the things that you need to do that are necessary, regardless of how you feel on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, then how are you going to build your own company? How are you going to build your own business? You're just simply not going to be able to do it. I don't want to sit here for 12 hours a day. I don't want to continue to invest into more training. I don't want to just, spend more money on consultants and team and things like that. I'd much rather have the profit for myself, right? I'd much rather keep things small and just super profitable. I don't have to do anything, right? Or it's super leverage and I just sell a course and it's super easy, right? But that is not what's required for me. That's not my highest calling. I have to work harder. I have to become better so that I can help more people get to where they want to go. And I'm not going to do that by thinking of this employee mindset, right? Treating my business as if I'm an employee, that I'm a 9-to-5er. Most people really struggle with that transition. But when you're full-time selling, we talk about this inside the community all the time, which is the founder framework. You have to market yourself as a sales rep. You have to learn to get good at fulfillment for clients. You have to learn how to actually sell. Sell yourself in an interview, right? Sell yourself to people. If you can't sell yourself right now, it's going to be a huge struggle for you if you're trying to start your own business. What I've historically seen in my experience and through thousands of others that I've coached and that I've helped, every single time, if someone's trying to start a coaching business, agency, whatever it is, the one skill that they're all missing is sales. That's it. If you are good at sales and you have a somewhat foundational knowledge of marketing and you're good at what you do, there's no way that you don't scale to 30 to 40K a month, 50K a month, right? Even at that range. There's absolutely no way that you can't do that, right? But most people get stuck on this skill and they neglect it. And I think the reason why people neglect sales is because it's a mirror. It's a direct reflection of how good you are actually at that skill. Most people can't tolerate that. Most people can't tolerate that direct data and feedback, right? They can't be real with themselves. They can't look at the truth. Whereas when you start your own business, it is the best mirror of you, right? If you have a business problem, it's most likely a personal problem. I very quickly found that out. The same thing with sales, right? If you have a sales problem, it's most likely a you problem, a skill level problem. The way that you talk on the call, objection handling, all these skills, right? They all accumulate, okay? So if you're wondering if you should be an entrepreneur or a business owner, hopefully you have some data points that you can consider there from my own experience, going from failing a bunch of businesses to starting 2 successful ones within about a year time frame. And I've been doing this for a very long time. If you're unfamiliar, I've been in the online space for probably like a total 7 years, but actually seriously committing to one thing or one skill for about 4, nearly going on 5. Okay? So hopefully you enjoyed today's video, guys. Hopefully you can hear my warning if you're looking at starting your own business, and you can prevent yourself from failing and losing a ton of time and potential opportunity cost by just instead picking one skill, getting really good at it, and learning all the soft skills around it that can enable you to be successful, not just in the short term, but also in the longer term as well. Okay? Hope you have an amazing day. Hopefully you got some great insights, and I'll see you in the next video.